USGS warns California's 8 volcanoes are ready to blow. We have a massive amount of earthquake activity in California the past 7 days. 63 earthquakes. 63 earthquakes. I'll leave a link below. You can see the Volcano Discovery Earthquake California link. This is bad news. It's not only California, it goes all the way up to Oregon. And they're anything between 2 to 3.5 Richter, 3.5 magnitude that is, and they're pretty shallow as well. The USGS says California volcanoes are ready to blow. There's a need to closely monitor 8 active volcanoes. The active volcanoes are all over California, from north to south. Medicine Lake Volcano, Mount Shasta Volcano, Tumble Buttes Volcano, Lassen Volcano Center, Clear Lake Volcano Field, Long Valley Volcanic Region, and all the way down to the Salton Buttes. Those are high to very high volcano threats. They're in the red code. You also have the moderate to high, which is the Uhebeb craters and the Coso volcanic field, all the way from north to south, as you can see from the map. California could be even closer to a major natural disaster than ever before. With 8 active volcanoes and a high state population, the United States Geological Survey says that the Golden State, California, is in desperate need of very close monitoring. Quote, I call them the watch list volcanoes. This is what Margaret Mangan, scientist in charge of the California Volcano Observatory, stated. Scientists know from geophysical and geochemical research that these volcanoes have molten rock and magma in their roots, and the world's top volcanologists aren't ready to take any chances anymore. They're heading to Portland, Oregon on August 14th. This already happened a few days ago for the first International Volcanology Assembly held in the United States since 1989. The many famous, prominent, and dangerous volcanoes of the West Coast will be subject of field trips and much discussion during this assembly. And we can see the volcanoes which will get the most discussion are in the image of the map. As we said, Medicine Lake, Mount Shasta, Twin Buttes, Silver Lakes, Lassen Volcano, Clear Lake Volcanic Field, Long Valley. I did a past video on Long Valley Volcanic Region. That's almost as big, if not bigger, than the supervolcano of Yellowstone. If that gives, or if they both give together, forget it. The northern hemisphere will not be livable. And then you go all the way down to the Salton Buttes on the south end of California. USGS caption: volcanoes of very high to low threat are scattered throughout California, from the Oregon border from the north to Mexico to the south. Other older volcanoes in California are of less concern. California's volcano watch list is subject to change as new data on past eruptive activity are collected, as volcanic unrest changes, and as populations in threatened areas grow or decline. Throughout the Cascade Range and into Southern California, the West Coast is home to most of the country's highest threat volcanoes, as ranked by the United States Geological Survey, making California a ticking time bomb. As if the earthquake threat on the heavily populated West Coast wasn't enough, scientists are now concerned about the volcanic activity as well. While Mount Shasta unsurprisingly tops USGS's list of very high threat volcanoes in California, there are 7 other volcanic areas in the state of California that are also, quote, young, nervy, jacked up on magma, and likely to erupt, end quote. Back in 2005, a national team led by John Ewert, a volcanologist with the USGS Cascades Volcano Observatory, establish a system for other volcanologists which would help them decide which of the United States' 169 young volcanoes are the most dangerous and most in need of monitoring. In the framework for a national volcano early warning system, your system identified 57 priority volcanoes in the United States and 8 just in California, which are now, as we see, in red code high alert. Roughly half of the nation's 169 young volcanoes are dangerous because of the manner in which they erupt and the communities within their reach. Volcanologists are going to be monitoring these volcanoes in California closely, and maybe they can give those nearest some kind of warning should major changes signal the eruption to occur. This is on SHTF Plan by Max Slavo. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.